Thank you all for joining the webinar. So today's topic for the webinar is Allplan for Rebar Detailers. So here today we'll be concentrating mainly on the Rebar Detailers. So whether it's for UK, British standards, US standards, or the Indian standards. So the companies who are mainly working for the Rebar detailing. So today we'll be talking on this topic. So just for introduction purpose, my name is Sharad Kadam. I have 22 years of experience, mainly from detailing industry. I had worked on many projects on USA, Europe, UK regions. I have a vast experience of working for bridges, infrastructure, precast, and rebar projects. I have the expertise in Allplan, Technostructure, Revit, Grasshopper, Rhino, and AutoCAD. So to start, this is just a brief introduction about the Nemetschek. So Nemetschek is a company started by Professor George Nemetschek in 1963. He was a professor in University of Munich. He has started with the microcomputers and slowly moved on to the engineering portions. And Allplan is the first software that has from this segment. So we have we deal with Nemetschek Group deals with four customer segment from the AEC segments, and we have a total revenue of more than 996 million globally. We have more than 7 million users and more than 3,600 employees worldwide. In the AEC segment, today we'll be mainly talking on the AEC segment or architecture, engineering, and construction segment. So, Nemetschek group is into planning and design. So, then we are into building and construct and operate and manage. And the last segment that we are into is the media entertainment. So, we have 14 strong softwares which caters for the different segments. But our focus will be for the AEC segments. So Nemetschek Group has got a variety of softwares starting from the architectural, engineering, and the construction part. So these are the various softwares that we are dealing from the Indian organization or the Indian office. So to start with, the conceptual and landscape or design or interiors, basically the architectural work. So we have the software called as Vectorworks, so which deals with the conceptual model, landscaping, interiors, and the design part. Then we have the software called as Graphisoft, which is ArchiCAD software. So it deals with the complete architectural fatality, so schematic and detailed design. Then good for construction drawings and architectural models can be created in ArchiCAD. Once into the engineering segment, we have the software for structural design, which is RISA. So RISA is for the structural analysis and design. It has all the codes that are required for Indian standards, such as IS 800, 456 for earthquake and wind load analysis. And so it does the analysis and calculations for concrete and steel structures. So wherever the design part comes up, analysis and design and the calculations comes up, RISA is the software to go for. And for detailed engineering, we have the software called Allplan. So today we'll be mainly talking on the Allplan side. So Allplan is for concrete. It deals with, it has some architectural features as well as some design aspect. So it also deals with the rebar detailers, now doing the reinforcement work in 3D model. Also precast. So we have built feature for precast, like wall panels, hollow core, uh, any kind of sandwich or complex wall panels can be dealt with it. Other than that, we have something called as TIM. So TIM is basically for the post modeling and detailing. That is the during the fabrication part. We can use the TIM features. Then Allplan also deals with bridges, infrastructure projects, road, highways. We have analysis capabilities as well for the bridges, but the present scenario is that we don't have the IRC code, so we are not going to talk on that. And so any kind of concrete structure we can do with Allplan. For steel detailing, we have software called as SDS2. So SDS2 is primarily used for focused on the steel detailing. And we have BIM Plus by Allplan, which is basically for cloud collaboration. And Solibri and Bluebeam are the two softwares which can used by all the stakeholders, whether it's an architect, structural designer, or detailing engineering, detailing companies. All these companies can use Bluebeam and Solibri. So Bluebeam is basically for PDF part. So any PDF marking, cloud collaboration that is not in Bluebeam, and then we have Solibri. So Solibri is mainly for clash shaping. So it has got rule-based and role-based clash shaping can be done with the Solibri. So these are the various softwares that belongs to the Nemetschek kitty. So we'll be talking mainly on the Allplan feature for this. So today's agenda is we will be talking about the present workflow and challenges and a brief demonstration. And at the end, we will be taking some question and answers. But I would advise to keep your questions and answer questions ready. You can just type in, and we will be taking these questions at the end. So generally, when we talk about the present workflow, there are companies who are doing rebar detailing in 3D using various softwares, as well as there are companies who are doing rebar detailing in plain 2D, whether it's AutoCAD, CAD RC, rebar CAD. So these are the plain 2D packages wherein we can broadly differentiate into 2D and 3D. So we'll be talking on both the aspects today. So before that, about the introduction part for the Allplan. So Allplan is into various segments. So its first is into the building design, wherein we can do quick estimation and tendering models. So generally, when we talk about whenever a project is received, we need to give some quick estimation and tenders. The tender hit ratio or estimation hit ratio could be raised to roughly from 2 to 5%. So, but a quick and reliable estimation is needed. Doing this in 2D is, I mean, it is less reliable. It can vary from 50 to 150%. So if we want a rigid extra or a relevant or maybe somewhere near to the, then we need to go for a 3D part. So we can do quick estimation in, and we can do some tendering models also in 3D. So Allplan can be used for this. So Allplan can be used for doing some quick tendering models, which can give you a fair bit of quantity of how much cubic meter of cubic volume is needed for concrete, how much square feet or square meter is needed for wall and hollow core. So this kind of quick estimation can be done. Then Allplan can be used for rebar detailing. So we can do the complete rebar detailing for the projects, whether it's residential, commercial complexes, whether it's an infrastructure projects like bridges or ports. We can do quick rebar modeling or rebar detailing as well. Then the next part comes up is the infrastructure design. So in the infrastructure design, we can do bridge modeling. So any kind of bridge can be modeled with Allplan. So we have really good features or tools available in Allplan 7, which can do any kind of bridge modeling. We can do the bridge design as well in British, European, and American codes, not in the Indian codes or the IRC codes. Then we can do roads and infrastructure design as well. So it's a one-shot solution for doing road, bridges, civil engineering or heavy civil structures like ports, dams, hydropower stations. All these things can be done in all plants. Then regarding the, we are also into the construction and planning. So in construction and planning, we can do precast modeling. So any kind of precast project, whether it's a residential, commercial complex or a stadium, can be done in Allplan. Then we have some real good tools for precast fabrication. We call it as a TIM. So for factory management and all, we can use TIM features. And we can also use for the site planning. So when I'm talking about the site planning, that means where we want to place our cranes, where is the temporary road area, all the boundaries, no-go zone, junkyard, or all these kind of things can be actually modeled at the site. How much quantity of concrete or how much quantity of soil has to be excavated, all these things can be done in Allplan. That means basically we can do complete construction planning with the Allplan. Then we have the cloud collaboration. So we have BIM Plus, so which is for the cloud collaboration. So we can put our model onto the BIM Plus, and it can be accessed from any location. So the person working on site can access the model uh, through BIM Plus. So these are the various Allplan features that are available. So today's features will be concentrating on the rebar detailing portion. So present workflow, if I'm talking about a 2D part, then the person has to do the drafting or detailing portion. Or if you're talking about in a 3D, the person has to add the concrete geometry, that whether the person is working on a wall panel or a normal wall, slab, footings. So it has to be modeled or drawn. So once this modeling is done, then the next steps comes up is the rebar placing. So if you're working in a 2D atmosphere like AutoCAD and all, so everything is a line work. A line can be a rebar, line can be a wall, line can be a column. But when we talk about a 3D softwares, a line is a temporary line. I mean, we need to place all the elements, whether it's a column, beam, footing, and all. So once this is done, we can place the actual rebars into our model. And once the rebar has been done, We can get the quantity takeoff out from it, whether we want the quantity of concrete, how much cubic volume is needed, or how much square meter of area has to be done. So we can get all these things. We can get the bar bending schedule, as well as we can get the fabrication data. Bar bending schedule can be obtained in various formats, whether we want it on drawing or in an Excel format, or we have various other formats as well as such as BVBS, ABS, PXML, ASA. So all these formats for the rebar is available. So all this fabrication data is taken can be taken from this. So once this is done, then we are creating for approval drawings. So these are the approval drawings. So these once these approval drawings are sent and it goes for the next step, which is for the construction drawing. So this is the general life cycle of the project. But the most important part of all these things is the data and change handling. So whenever there is some changes are there, then all these things does take ahead. So there is a huge amount of data which has been which is needs to be incorporated, and there is a lot of changes are also needs to be handled. So this is the present workflow that we are having. Then there are various challenges when it comes to this present workflows. So regarding the projects, there are structural engineers are involved, architects are involved, rebar detailers are involved, site people are involved. Basically, all these stakeholders are working in silos. That is, they are working independently. Structural engineer is not sharing, or the data is not pretty much shared with the rebar detailers or the architectural. But here we are talking about one particular software which can do all these things. So we can do the complete rebar modeling, we can do the complete building or infrastructure projects, rebar modeling, creating drawings, creating bar bending schedules, and extracting these quantities for outside. So all these things can be done with it. So any kind of change management or RFIs can be easily handled. So the drawings or the release management can be easily taken care of. And there is the lack of automation is there in the field. So these are the various challenges that we are having, and we'll be talking about the Allplan. So these are the reasons to choose Allplan. So we can do any kind of modeling, any kind of 3D model can be created with Allplan. Then we can do any kind of complex rebar as well. We have some real good tools which can follow the geometry, especially when doing bridges or infrastructure projects or heavy projects such as ports and dams. It has got some uneven geometry, so we can handle the concrete geometry as well as the rebar geometry, and we can work in 2D or 3D as person wishes. So people coming out from a 2D background, they are comfortable working with a 2D platform. So we can work in that manner as well. So if people are working used to working in a 3D software, so we can directly start working on the 3D platform as well. So it's as your choice. We can work in 2D as well as in 3D. There is productive collaborative between, we have the cloud services, we have effective change management. Then there is an open BIM compatible. So the model can be exported through IFC to other softwares, whether it's Tekla or Revit. We have multi-material design such as we can do rebar, we can do precast, we can do concrete all in one go. So we don't need to go on for various different softwares for the different things. So to sum up the things, what Allplan can do is about we can do any kind of 3D complex modeling, we can do any kind of 3D complex rebar. We have interdisciplinary AEC design, reliable cost estimates can be done, and it's open BIM platform, so our model can be transported through IFC to the various stakeholders. So moving on to the all plan side, so modeling is pretty easy. So here we get a complete 3D. We can see the complete 3D. We can do the complete modeling in 3D as well as in 2D as per our choice. Side by side, we are also getting or seeing the bar bending schedule, and it's real time. So any changes can be done. If any changes are done in whether in plan 3D, it can be seen in the bar bending schedule as well. So these are the bar bending schedules are dynamic. So any changes can done at any location can be easily taken care of. We can easily track and review the reinforcement in model. So such as let's say if I just click on the reinforcement in my plan view, it will be visible in all the views. And similarly, if I open the click on this in the object browser, it will be visible in all the areas which are open. So we can easily track and review the changes. So it won't happen that changes are done and it's not reflected in the drawing. Then we can create a drawing from the section. So generally, while doing a 3D model, we need to create some sections, temporary sections and views. The same sections and views can directly put onto the drawing. So these drawings and views are basically reused. So in today's section, we'll be talking about how we can place reinforcement. We have various tools available such as basic placement, area placement. There are some advanced placement as well as Python parts. So we can use the Python language and we can create our own tools and Python parts which will be expediting our work. So a quick small example how the tools can be worked. So here we have a small slab, so with some openings. It can be any kind of opening, whether it's a circular opening, rectangle opening, we can use it. So here we are using an area reinforcement tool. With the area reinforcement tool, we can select the complete area that has to be reinforced. And once this is done, we can select the openings where it is to be deducted. We can check the bar sizes, bar spacing, and here are the ends. Like if I want to bend it at end, if we want to have an U shape at the end, we can choose it and we can click on it. So like this, the shape has been automatically selected, and whatever openings are needed, we can do it. And if I need to put the secondary bar as well, we can do that as well at the same time. So then there's one more slab. Suppose if there is some rectangle opening out there, we can easily identify it and we can place the rebar data or the tagging side by side. And we have some real good Python parts available. So here is one Python part which is basically for creating some additional data or additional rebar which are required at the opening. So we can click on it and this is completely customizable. On the right hand side, we are seeing the plan. On the left hand side, we are seeing the 3D actual, and we are doing the tagging part as well. So with this, as well as we are getting the bar bending schedule. So we can choose the kind of bar bending is needed and we can place it at the same time and it can be checked side by side whether it's coming, if there is any changes are needed or if, and here one good feature is there could be some opening which for which we don't need to cut rebar. So we need to select the rebars or select the openings wherein we need to cut the rebar as well as we can skip the openings wherein we need the bars to pass out through it, that it will be done at the side. So all these facilities and features are available in Allplan. Now I directly go to the software portion. So not much talking on this. So here, this is the first look and feel of the software. So here we are seeing the default view is we see a plan view and on the right hand side. I'm seeing a perspective and an elevations. So based upon our choice, we can either directly work on a 3D or we can continue onto the plan view as well. So I'm just for the time being, I'm just increasing this. So we can do a complete architectural thing as well. So when we start with the outline, so we have various features like we have architectural, we have engineering, surrounding, drafts, surrounding and architectural portion is mainly for the architectural part that we won't be talking much on this. So engineering is the segment wherein we do the complete rebar detailing. So I'm just clicking on this engineering portion. So once we click on it, we get the tools which are needed for rebar modeling and we get the tools which are needed for the element modeling. So basic tools like walls, slabs, columns, foundation, doors, windows are all available with this. And these are the second set of tools wherein we can see the complete rebar modeling. So here we can place, we can add rebar, we can place rebars, and we can give the tagging, we can give the labeling as well. Then we have the next part is about the infrastructure. So when we talk about the bridges infrastructure projects, so that is the that can be done in infrastructure. We have precast element as well. So companies who are working in the precast detailing can work on this precast element. We have some dedicated tools for hollow core slabs or any kind of slab or walls can be done with it. Then companies doing the road works can need this road construction part. And we once we click on this, all my menus and tools are also getting changed. So this is the look and feel of the software. At one location, we are doing the complete work. We can switch on and off between architectural and the engineering portion. So for the sake of simplicity, if I just make it a wireframe, you can see that all the rebars and everything has been modeled into this particular thing. So a same model, a same location, we can do a complete rebar detailing as well as the architectural portion. So this is the tree type structure wherein we can choose what structure has to be built. Like say, if I need to work on the surrounding portion, then a person can work on this. It's like creating drawings. So we have roughly 9,999 drawings available in one particular model, and one particular drawing is as equivalent as a model. So a person working or is interested in plainly from the structural part and is not required any surroundings to be seen, then we can switch it off and we can see complete structural part only, which won't be having any architectural features and all. So basically, a person works in drawing and a 3D model is getting created side by side. Suppose if I'm not interested in seeing the reinforcement, so I can just switch it off and my concrete part only will be visible. And if I just go into the wireframe mode, all the rebars and everything is switched off. So like this, we can choose whatever the person or the company is interested or whatever the team is working on. Let's say if I just need to see the foundation and I need to see foundation as well as the concrete as well as the rebar. So I'm just switching on only the foundation portion. So here we can see a complete foundation has been modeled with the rebars that are available or that are there inside the foundation. So one particular drawing has got the foundation. Second particular drawing has having the foundation reinforcement for that. Suppose if I'm just switching off the rebar portion, only the concrete foundation will be visible. So that's the beauty of the structure, that we are basically working inside the drawing and my model is side by side getting created. So I'm just switching off everything except the surrounding portion. And okay, let me switch the rebar as well, switch off the rebar, and we will see the complete structure over here. And this is the complete structure. So a complete concrete portion is visible. And if I'm only interested in seeing the rebar portion, then maybe I can switch off and I can switch it on the rebar portion. So here I'm just switching on the rebar. So at one go, we can see the complete rebar. So I'll just switch it off and let's switch this on. Yeah. So like this, we can do it, and I'm just going into wireframe mode to switch, see the complete rebar available. So that's about the look and feel of the software, and let's see how we can use it. So I'm just switching off these things. So here we have basically the screen is divided into three packages. So here we see the plan, then we are seeing here the perspective view or the 3D portion and an elevation out here. So we have some real good tools available for concrete or for rebar purposes. So I have just modeled a small footing out here. I'm taking just simple example wherein a footing and column has been modeled, and we can take some cross sections out here. So for taking cross sections, so we have cross section tool available. So here is the cross section. So I'm generating some cross section. So we can generate the cross section as per our choice. So here I'm creating cross section number 1 and 3. So these are the two cross sections that I have created. And now I need to place some rebar into it. So the tools that I'm just showcasing is the plain rebar tool, or this is basically the manual method. We have a complete library wherein we can place any kind of rebars. So the first, it starts with the freeform. That means we need to just click on the shape and it will be created. Then we have closed stirrups. So closed stirrup starts with normal stirrup, torsion stirrup, diamond stirrup. So any kind of stirrup can be done with it. Then we have open stirrup. So a U bar with hooks at the top. Then we have straight bar. So straight bar can be a straight bar. Straight bar can be with hooks. So these kind of straight bars can be modeled. Then we have L-shaped bar. Then we have 3D bars, spacers, corbel bars. So we can directly choose whatever kind of bars that we needed. Let's say, for example, for a footing, I need a U bar at the bottom as well as at the top. So we can go with a straight bar with hooks. So with this, we get a picture on top as well as we get the hook values, cover and all, bar diameter. So here we have a complete list of the bars available. So starts from the 8 mm to 32 mm. Again, this is can be customizable. So if there is something missing out here, so it can be added as well into the database. Let's say I'm just adding a 16 mm bar with a concrete cover of 50 mm and a hook value of 90 degree. So if I just click or hover my mouse, it automatically identifies the rebar or the concrete geometry and we can add on it. So here, I'm just scrolling my mouse over here. So I need my rebar to be added into the footing so we can click on it. So the good part here is, so we can side by side do the rebar tagging as well. So as I said in the initial description that we are creating some temporary views and sections. So these views and sections can be used in the drawing aspects as well. So I'm just hovering my mouse to the slab or to the foundation, and uh, once we are sure that okay, we need this rebar in this particular footing, we can click on it. So it's done. So once this is done, we can click on the escape button and we have the second step coming up is the tagging. So generally in cross sections, we need the mark number and bar diameter or spacing, whatever we need to choose. We can choose it from this particular location. Let's say, for example, I have chosen here mark number and spacing, or if I need diameter, I can switch on that as well. So this is the typical format. Again, this is completely customizable. So whatever data we need, we can choose it and we can tick mark it and we can add it over here. Suppose if I need some bending shapes to be seen, then even that is possible. So as right now I don't need a bending shape, so I can just skip it and I'm placing my mouse over here where I need the tagging to be coming up. So it's we can do these things side by side. That is placing the rebar and directly in the next step will be adding the tags to it. So once this is done, it automatically identifies the geometry. So here we have the options for identifying the geometry. Suppose if you want an automatic placement and we want the software to auto identify the geometry, then we can choose with it. And here we can choose with what is the start value, what is the spacing. Let's say I need a spacing of 100 mm, so we can choose it from here. Or if I need to place it based upon the quantity, let's say I need a 25 bars over here to be placed, it auto identifies the spacing needed. So I'm just putting here value as 150 mm as the spacing and it is done. So this is done and I'm just pressing the escape button. Here we have the choice of suggesting whether we need to show all the bars, we need to show only middle bar. So we can choose it, like I'm just choosing it as only the middle bar and we can place it. So like this, we can go ahead. Again, these things can be done at later stages as well. And we can do this labeling as well side by side. So I'm just putting some bar mark over here and here is the bar mark. So we can choose here what kind of bar mark is needed, what is the call out. Let's say, for example, I can switch it on my bar mark is needed, then I may need diameter, steel grid, spacing. So based upon the standards, we can choose it and we can place it. So once this is done, the complete we can just put the escape button and my command will be still active. And it might be case that I don't want to see all the bars. So we have the options for switching on and off. So I'm just clicking my bars over here and we have an option for display placement display. So if I need to show only one bar at the center, we can place it and we get the tag as updated immediately. So like this, the workflow should be that adding a rebar, then giving the call out in the sections, as well as the call out, putting the range of it and giving the call out immediately. But there could be companies who are doing the rebar modeling at one go, and once the rebar modeling is completed, clash detection, clash indicate, clash free, all these things are done. Then also we can start with the rebar tagging portion. So a complete user choice, the way the person wants to or the way the company standard is, we can go ahead and do it. The tools are real simple and it's real quick and fast. So I'll just repeat the same thing again once again. So here we have rebars. we can choose the kind of rebar is needed. Again, we have a drop down as well. So I'm just choosing, let's say I need to do some column rebar. So here I may have a 10 mm stirrups. So it auto identifies the geometry. And if I just click on it, it takes the geometry and it automatically gives a call out. Suppose if I need to give some call out here, so we can do that. And let's say I need to put all the bars, and here if I need to give it into stages, so what we can do is I can just click on it, and let's say for first 500 I need some spacing. It may be 75 spacing, and for next 500 I need, or let's say next 2 meter, I need some different spacing. So we can put it, and let's say it is 200 So like this, at one click, we can put various ranges as well. So we don't need to worry about putting the multiple range, multiple rebars, and side by side we can give the call out as well. So let's just give the call out over here and place the rebar. Okay. So again, if I need to show only few bars, so we can just click it and display mode, and based upon, so we can do it like this so that it will automatically give the tagging as well as the name. So like this we can do it. And the best part of this tool is side by side we are getting this objects, and here we are seeing the rebar reinforcement as well. So if I just click on the bar, it automatically selects the bar mark with it. So it's not only does it in plan, it also does it in elevations as well. So it plays a very important role in doing changes as well. Suppose if I need to do any changes in bar mark number one, I can just choose it from either in the browser or in the plan or in the elevation. Anywhere we can choose it and we can do the changes, and the changes whatever we are doing are highlighted or can be seen in all the sections and elevations as well. So that's about the part, and now we will move again on to the presentation mode. So a short video of how easily it can be handled or the changes management can be seen. So here we can see a footing, normally a bridge foundation. This is done. So here we can see that the U bar is lesser in quantity, and here we see that bar mark number 9, it is showing 5 quantity of 20 diameter. So once we click in the plan view, the same thing is getting highlighted in my 3D view as well. So here we can choose to change whatever things are needed. I may need to change bar diameter, I may need to change the spacing. So whatever things are needed, we can change it, and side by side we have the call out available as well, and the same thing is visible in the top sections as well. So if I can choose to change from any location, and it will be changed in the complete model as well as in all the drawings wherever this is visible. So let's say here I have 5 bars and I need to make it 7, so we can do it at this location also in the model or in the drawing. So basically what I mean to say here is we can work in model, work in drawing, work in 2D, work in 3D. We have the complete freedom of doing it. Model will always be auto updated, and the drawings will be always be updated side by side. So coming back to my model over here, let's say I'm just clicking on this particular bar. So with this, I'm having the visibility of changing my spacing. Let's say I just need to change it to 100 I can do it, and it has done. And side by side I need to change the bar diameter to 12 so it has done. So you can see the same things are getting affected in the tag as well, and we can side by side add some rebar legends. So I'm taking a default legend over here. We in this legend part we have as per the British standard, as per the US standards, and again this can be customizable. So I'm just putting it over here. So present scenario, my model has got only 2 bars. So you can see that it has added 20 pieces, bar diameter is 12 and all the required things have been added. So again, if we do some changes out here, instead of 12 I need 16 and I need the spacing to be 150. I'm just going back to my original thing, and you can see it is updated in tagging as well as it is updating in my bar bending schedule. So whether it's drawing, whether it's model, everything is real time updated. So here we can go and see in the wireframe mode, my bars are available. And whatever tagging that we are talking about is not visible in the 3D model because it's mainly the drawing work that the tagging ranges and all, and the dimensions that all these things will be in the plan. We will only will be available. So that's the beauty of the software that we can work it at anywhere. So whether we're working in 2D or 3D, it doesn't matter. Now I'll be going back to my software portion. So here we have some real good tools. So let me just show this. There's one beam out here. Same can or beam or wall is available. A 3 meter height wall, and we can see the complete details over here, and it can be changed at any location. And here, this is how it looks into sections. So again, I'm going into my rebar detailing page and we can choose and we can place a bar as per our requirement. But that's not what we are looking for. So let's say I need my bar to be placed somewhere in the middle itself. So I can just draw a single line over here. So this is just a plain line, and this line can be used to control the ranges. So here, if I need my rebar to be placed only on the top row or top zone, so like this we can use it. So I can just place my rebar, and once this is done, so you can just place on the escape button and to give the range. Suppose if I need to give some ranges, I can give it over here, or the side by side my placement has also been done. So the best part of it is that we don't need to rely on a freeform modeling or the manual picking. But if a manual picking is needed, then even that is also of feasibility. Let's say I need to add some U bars at the bottom. We can use the normal default options available, as well as we have the freeform option available. So freeform option is basically for doing wherever I'm picking the bar, it will add the rebars to that particular location. So like this, we can do the freeform modeling. And at this stage, if I'm not interested in the tagging, we can just press on the escape button. We don't need to tag this, so we can just press it and the same ranges can be added. So I'm just pressing the escape button. So you can see that it is visible in my elevation as well as it is visible in my 3D parts. So the bottom has bar has been added. So some real good tools are available. So it deals with any kind of rebar modeling, and by default there are a lot of shapes and are already available. And there are, if something is manually need to be drawn, then we can go for the preform options. And we can change all the parameters. We can add hook at the start, we hook at the end. Once the bar has been placed, again, if we need to do some changes onto the geometry, we can do that as well. So that's about the normal placement method. We have tools which are for dedicated for doing the complete work at one go. So here we can see I have a slab. So this slab is having some openings in between. So opening can be of any shape or sizes, or it can be circular, rectangular, any kind of openings can be needed. So we have real good tools, so which is basically called as an area reinforcement. So with the area reinforcement, we can do the complete area reinforcement at one go. So I'm checking this method. So we can do is we can just pick on the range or the area where I need to place my rebar. So here is, I'm just putting it again. So I need to give some cover. So I'm giving -50 as a cover, and I can just pick it, and we can directly click it and we can directly add the rebar. Here we have an option for entering openings. So if there are some openings needed, we can put the opening as well. So I'm giving the same cover for the opening for 50 mm, and I'm just choosing the opening. This tool can be used to omit some of the openings which need to be done at site. So here I'm selecting this. So it selected the complete area, and we have the options of giving the thickness, cover, and all. And I'm just clicking on the OK button here. And here in this particular range, we can give the diameter. A complete library is available inbuilt. So I'm just choosing set 12 mm. Then we have the spacing options available. We can choose whatever spacing is needed. And till now, I have not clicked on the OK button, but you can see that rebar has already been added at the back end. We also have the option for choosing the covers, the hook basically. So if I need to provide any hooks at the end, we can choose from this location. And then we also have the options for benching. So this is something really interesting. So if we don't want a benching, that means all my rebars should be, this is especially important for the variable range. So generally for the taper sections, if there is some variations in length, some companies needed it to be benched, some companies needed individual bars. So if no benching is needed, then we can keep it like this. If horizontal benching or vertical benching, we have the options available over here. So we can go for it, and I'm just clicking on this OK button. So once the button is pressed, so it gives me the complete the bars are placed. I can give the call out or the dimensioning immediately as well, or we can do it at the later stage. Now this is for the one side. If I need to put it on the second side, I can just go on with the match button and it identifies all the openings and everything and it places the rebar. So this way we can place a rebar in any kind of complex area or any vast area, or if a raft is needed or big footing sizes are needed to be modeled and rebar needs to be updated or placed, we can do this in real quick time. And once this is done, we can see thus in the animation mode or the wireframe mode, all the rebars has been placed, horizontal as well as vertical rebars has been placed, and the same thing can be seen into the elevation part as well. Again, the covers and everything can be handled easily. So once this is done, the next part will be adding the dimension label. We can do the dimensioning label or we can do the normal label as well. So here we have the display. So let's see, just keep only the center bar option available. And I'm just clicking on the bars so that everywhere I need only my center bars to be placed, and this is done. So it's real quick to be placed and seeing all the center bar. We have the option of choosing whatever bar I need to showcase it. So, and again, it is completely visible in wireframe mode or in the 3D mode. So what we are seeing in this plan section is plainly for the rebar portion or the detailing portion. So once this is done, we can go for the dimensioning portion. So I can just put on my dimension over here and it can be tagged. So tagging can be done like this, or as per the choice, we can do it. And the command can be still active. So here I have the active command. So we can choose the bar segment. Suppose I need a solid line at end and I don't need a long slash. We have the options for putting the leader lines as per our requirement. So here I'm just choosing this particular bar and I'm putting it at the same location. So like this, we can go on doing the tagging. So this way we can model the rebar, we can do the ranges, we can do the tagging side by side. So in real quick time, a complete slab, we can do this. So again, moving on to this, this is basically an automatic placement reinforcements, or this is basically we call it as an area reinforcement method. Then the next step is, these are the basically, first we have seen the manual method, then this is slightly automated wherein we can do the complete area at one go. We also have a method which is by using Python part. So Python part is a real good tool wherein we have a complete database, whether we have wall panels, hollow core, or column, beam, we can stairs, any kind of element, we can add the rebars to it. And side by side, we can see that it is automatically updated over here. So the whatever rebars we are adding, we will be getting the bar bending schedule in real time. So if I just add my legends again, so here I'm putting the rebar list again. So it has added this rebar as well. So whatever was there from this part, it has added it. So that's about the normal method. And we will be seeing some more tools. Let's say I'm adding some column macros over here, a column. A plain column, I'm taking a simple plain column. We can change the sizes as per our requirement. Let's say I need a column of 600 by 400 mm, and I'm just putting it on this location. And the same, we can see it in the 3D portion as well. So here we have the column, and this is into the elevation portion. Okay, before going into the column, we will see some part of the Python parts. So here we have having some Python parts available. So uh, yeah, so basically the Python parts is basically macros wherein we can add any kind of rebar from this. So let me just go into the Python part. So here we have automated reinforcement. In the automated reinforcement, we have the various features available for column, wall, beam. So I'm just taking this as a for column purposes. Once we click on this Python part, it opens up a dialog box wherein we have the features available, whether we want column is ending at the top with the slab or it is having some column on top of it. So based upon that, we can choose it and we can just select it. So once we select it, it adds the rebars to it. It adds the basic rebar like four corner bars and stirrup. Again, this is completely customizable. Suppose I need more main bars or rather sidebars are needed. So we can just put this data over here. So we are going into the main bar. So here we have corner bars, side bars. So for corner bars, long range, I need three rebars of 16 bar diameter. So we are getting it over here. And if I don't need to hook it, so we can just choose that. Similarly, on the shorter side, I need one rebar to be added of 16 diameter. So we can do that as well. So like this, we can choose whatever we needed and the same thing will be updated over here. Then we have stirrups. So stirrups can be added in various zones. So primarily three zones are available. So we can choose it, whatever we can do this edit and we can get it. We also have this option for doing the layerization there itself. So what layer we want the columns, bars or stirrups to be placed, we can choose it. And we can also generate the section side by side. That means if I just click on this button and if I just close this, it has identified it, it has put the rebars to it. We can see that in this particular location, and I'm just placing my column sections out here. So it has also given me the tagging as well. So if I just change my scale, all this tagging has been done at the same locations. So like this, we can add the macro, we can use this Python parts to add rebars. We can for main bar, stirrups, and side by side, we are getting the cross section done as well. So this is the real good tool for not only for modeling but drawing generation as well. So and this can be used for the placing. We can place these things or these views directly into the drawings. So that's how easy it is to use the Python parts. Again, the best part of the Python is suppose if there is any changes, let's say my column size is instead of 400 now it has changed to 600 So it identifies it and we can just double click it and once we double click it, the Python parts automatically identifies it and it changes the sizes. So we don't need to worry about uh, any change management or any changes are happening to the sizes or column or for any part. So like this, we can use the Python parts very easily. So moving on to the next part, doing the modeling is real very quick. So we have real good tools available for all the elements, whether it's wall, column, slab, all the tools are available over here. So I'm just putting some plain wall out here. So here is my wall. So side by side, you can see that wall has been placed in elevation as well as in the 3D mode. And there could be some openings to it. There could be some door openings. So here I have some door opening tools available. So door openings, we can place it into the plan and it is visible on both the locations. We can change the sizes as per our requirements. So here we have the options for providing the sizes and all. So size, shape, we can change all these things the modeling stages itself. So I'm just putting a plain door out here, and we have the option for changing. Then we also have the option for adding some swing sides to it. Suppose if I don't need to add some swing side, that's fair enough, and the door has been added. So with these tools, we can add any kind of opening, whether it's door, windows, or any kind of opening can be added. So I'm just putting some window over here, and here you can see that the door and windows have been placed. So our tools that for which we are talking about the Python parts, so we can directly click on it and we can just place the rebar in one go. So it places all the rebars, plus it also adds the extra rebars that are needed to be placed at the sides or openings for which are required at the 45-degree hook, 45-degree bends are required, or a U-shaped bar is required. These tools are also having the features of adding pins. There could be some spacers required. So generally spacers, we can see it in red here. The spacers are required to keep the spacing between the two mesh or two sets of bars that is near face and far face. So if it is not required, we can just switch it off. Like this, we can add the rebar, and once this is done, again the logic is more or less same. If I need to place the sections out here, so I can do that sectioning as well. So here we have it, and I'm just placing it outside. So it automatically adds the views as well. So we are talking about the tools wherein we can do the concrete modeling. Any kind of complex modeling can be also pre-created. Now I'll be taking some complex rebar examples as well as we can do any kind of tagging, as well as ranges can be done over here. So let me just do some changes to this. Let's, for example, this particular bar, we have the placement display mode. Now I need to switch on every bar over here. We can do that. And we have seen the rebar tab. Herein we have the dimensions. So when we talk about the dimensions, we have a lot of options. So first one is the normal dimension. Then we have something called as fan in. So if we choose the fan options, so these kind of fan kind of dimensions can be used. Similarly, we have comb options. So in the comb options, so we get the dimensions like this. So fairly variety of. Then we have the mark symbols as well. Suppose if I just want to give some mark symbols to it, with this we can give it. So the best part of it is any geometry, I mean, any kind of dimensioning or labeling can be easily handled. Suppose if I want to do the complete rebar modeling, then we want to go to the labeling portion, even that is fine. So we can do the complete rebar modeling, and later part as well, we can go for the dimensioning or the rebar call out portion. So here we have and again, this is completely customizable. Let's say we don't want to see the steel grade over here, so we can do it, and I can just place the bar or the place the tagging. So this way, the rebar modeling is fairly simple. We have got variety of tools available for a normal rebar modeling. Then we will see some more tools in detail. Let's say I'm just adding some wall again. So I'm just adding it at this particular location. I'm using a same simple plain rebar over here or plain wall. So here we have one more tool which is for rebar, which is we call it as place rebar along surfaces. And we have for extrude bars along path, extrude bars. So any kind of complex geometry, whether range is not straight, we can use these tools to place the rebar. So here I'm using this, and I need to add, say, I'm just placing it over here and right click to confirm. So you can see that the rebar has been placed. It can be seen at this particular location. We can again change the sizes and all that can be handled. And once this is done, we can just press on the escape button, and the rebar has been placed. I'll just go to this location, the elevation portion, and we can see that. And again, this is customizable. Let's say if I need to change it, then we can just change from this property pane. Instead of number of pieces, I need to reduce it by say 10. So I can just put it at 10, and in the vertical side also I don't need 50, I need 20 bars. So that's good enough. So like this, we can do the changes. And if I need to change the bar diameter, again, the complete list is available over here. So like this, we can do any kind of geometry, any kind of rebar marking as well. I believe we are in line with the requirement. Now I'll move on to the presentation mode again. So here is some of the tools that I have showcased you, but I'll just go back to it again. So these are the tools which are for wall reinforcement. So we can select a complete range of walls. I have just showcased in one particular wall. So suppose if we have a bigger building or residential or commercial complexes, then we can go into this. We can choose the automated wall reinforcement. We have the tools for wall, columns, slabs, as well as we have the tools for beams, foundation as well. So whatever walls you need to click in, you can just go on clicking in the particular walls. So if I just need these 5 walls, I can just click it. And until and unless we finalize it, so here we can see that there are openings are there. So it has auto identifies the opening. It has auto trimmed the bar at openings. If you don't want the bars to be trimmed, you can choose that with this button. So let's say small openings, we don't want the bars to be trimmed, we can choose it. We have the options for adding it the bar as a rebar or as a mesh option also. Then we have seen this about the spacers and clamp bars. So based upon our requirement or company standards, we can choose whether to add spacers or clamp bars as per the requirement. And once we click on the create button, the rebar is getting created. So with these tools, these are some real good tools which can be used for doing the complete rebar for not a single element, but a group of elements at one go. So again, individually we can change it. Suppose if there is some changes are needed to be done in any particular wall, we can definitely do it. We can go and click and do the changes over there. So this is the tool for automated tool for the column reinforcement. We have already seen this, but we'll see it again. So herein we can choose the number of columns that needs to be reinforced. So we can choose the complete all the columns based upon it. It can vary in the sizes and shape, and if it may be having a variety of sizes and shapes, so we can choose this particular column, and with this column rebar tool we can add the columns to it. Again, the complete freedom is there with the user of all bar diameter spacing, stirrup spacing, and everything, and can be handled and can be changed. And even after placing, if there are any changes that needs to be added, updated, we can do that as well. So these are the real good tools for adding rebar for normal thing. And once this is done, so we can choose whatever columns that I need to model in one go, so that all the columns that are selected can be reinforced with one click. So we don't need to do the same thing again and again. So this real good tools which is used for the column reinforcement. So I'm just moving ahead. So this is regarding this beam portion. So we have this beam tools. So for continuous beam, so we can choose this beam reinforcement macro. So here the first part is that we need to choose the beams. Then we need to choose the supporting columns as well. And once this is done, so we can just close it. And here we have the options available for putting the slab thickness, what is the spacing required, and what is the start and end cover, whether we want the bar to be bent at the ends, whether we want it to continue. So all these features are available. Based upon the standards, we can choose it, and we also get the marking for the beam number 1, 2, 3 like this. And so wherever we want to lap it, suppose we need to change the anchorage length, so we can choose this number of bars needed to be changed in individual beams that can be also easily handled over here. So these are some real good tools available for the beam macro. So beam macro, so any kind of beam can be reinforced. It's not only for a continuous beam, but we have the tools available for a normal simply supported beam or a precast beam, wherein if we need to add some rebar strands also, that can also be handled easily. All the features like diameter, spacing, hook length, cover, all the features are user defined and can be changed or updated at any point of time. So like this, we can choose it, and once this is placed, again it can be individually modified. So this was for the beam portion. Then I was talking about some complex rebar. So we can use this tool for the complex rebar as well. So here I'm just taking this an example for a bridge segment. So generally when we talk about the bridge segment, so bridges are having variations in the length or the height. So here you can see that a simple bar has been added and it has been given a range to it. So that the bar should be varying according to length and it should be automatically identified. So once this is done, Allplan places the rebar in the complete bridge segment in one go. So it also considers the stock length. So wherever the, let's say if we are putting the stock length as 12 meter or 14 meter, we get an automatic lap as at that particular location. So here you can see that the deck of this particular bridge is changing or varying. So it has automatically added the bar based upon the varying length. So it's basically tapering. So any kind of complex geometry, whether it's tapering, simple geometry, can be easily handled with Allplan. So this is about the modeling portion, and with this, we are also having a variety of options available. I'm just switching on to my Excel mode. So when we talk about the rebar tagging, so we may need to add bar shape, we may need to add the bending values, or we may need to, we also have the couplers and all are available. So all these things that I'm showcasing in this Excel format, again, that can be taken, all these things can be taken in the report format or in the drawing itself. So there are a lot of options available for this as well. Now moving on to the output format. So the next part which goes into the site is the drawing because our model is not generally going into the site. So these are some of the drawing outputs that I'm showcasing, which has been created in Allplan. So this is for the bridges part or the culverts portion. So it can be completely customizable. So here are some more drawings which are basically for the deliverable for the project. So not only rebar portion, but we can do the general arrangement drawing as well. So some the rebar drawing for the piers. Then we have some more drawings again from the infrastructure projects. I'm taking some infrastructure projects generally because they are, you can see on this particular location, we have the bar bending schedule as well as added into the drawing itself. We can also add some 3D, good 3D images. Adding 3D images gives a better clarity for the people working on site. So again, some more deliverable drawings that I'm showcasing here. And we'll be seeing these drawings again from the model stages as well. So here some of more drawings available for the projects. So generally for complex rebar, we suggest to showcase the 3D view as well. So now I'm going back to my all plan portion. So we have seen this particular model and now we will see the drawings from this particular model. So here we have some real good drawings. So generally whatever views that we have created, so we are just dragging these views into my drawing. So it's like something similar to the model and viewport. So we need to just put the viewport over here and we have all this tagging and all this data available. So I'm going again back to my PDF mode. So here we have some more drawings available. Again, these have completely been done in Allplan, all this tagging, dimensioning, rebar callout, everything has been done in Allplan. So these are the various rebar outputs that I'm showcasing. So generally, I'm taking simple example of walls and slabs. So this is one particular wall wherein cross section has been added. This is the foundation portion. Then we have few more walls available, and we have floor slabs as well. So if we are putting some floor slabs, we may need to add some call out, then we need to add some cross sections. So everything can be done in Allplan pretty easily. I'm going back to my all plan, and whatever we are doing is real time. Suppose if you need to get some bar bending schedule, so even that is possible. So now I'm going to back to my model over here. So I need to show some foundation drawings. So I can just go on and see only the foundation drawings or the foundation rebar. So here we can see the foundation rebar. This is my foundation in the 3D available. And if I need to check the bar bending schedules, then we can just go into the rebar legends and we can place it over here. And the complete rebar for this particular foundation will be visible over here. So it gives a real-time picture of whatever things we are doing and adding. Other than that, we have the facility of couplers, threaded bars, connecting bars. Then we have the mesh as well. So we can add any kind of mesh over here. So with the software, as per the standards, let's say if we are working on the British codes or US codes, so whatever mesh standards or river standards are available for that country will be available for this particular location. Now I'll move back to my presentation mode. You can type in your questions side by side so that I can take it at the end. And once the drawing portion is done, we need to give the rebar export format. So we have various rebar export formats available. We have PXML, we have BVBS, ABS, ASA format available. So any kind of rebar output format other than Excel, PDF, and DWG. So all these formats, the machining formats are available. So once this model is done, the rebar model, we can upload the ribbon or we can upload it to BIM Plus. So BIM Plus is basically the cloud platform wherein our models can be uploaded and it can be seen from the site. And other than that, there are some real good usage of BIM Plus. We can take a quantity from the BIM Plus as well as the same thing can be shared with other stakeholders as well. So here are some of the images from the BIM Plus, and we get a complete detailed thing such as nominal diameter, cross-sectional area, bar length, hook values. All these things can be easily taken care from the BIM Plus as well. So in order to, I will just summarize whatever we have seen today. So we have seen about the all plan. So all plan can be used for the first part, that is preparing the tender models. We can do some quick tender models. These tender models can be used for tendering purposes. Once this 3D model has been created, we get a complete quantity of how many walls are needed, how many hollow core or slab is needed, what is the cubic meter or cubic meter or volume is needed or the square meter is needed. So all these data can be easily taken care from this particular model. Next, we can do any kind of complex 3D modeling. So here I've just taken the infrastructure projects, but we can do any kind of 3D model and it is compatible, means we can take the model from any of the 3D software via IFC mode. We can directly import the Revit model as well. So it comes with all the levels and everything. So we can do any kind of complex 3D model. We have the visual scripting available. There are other softwares for which we need to rely on the third party software like Grasshopper and Rhino, but we have inbuilt visual scripting available. So for any complex complex geometry, we can use the visual scripting. We can detail automated complex reinforcement as well in Allplan. Any kind of complex rebar can be easily modeled. Then we can also do the precast as well. So uh, any kind of precast work can be done. Precast design and drawing can be easily handled. Infrastructure projects, whether it's a bridges, highways, roads, tunnels, anything can be done. We can also do the efficient formwork modeling. So we have Perry, Meva available with us, so we can do that, as well as we have highly automated fabrication process. So we any kind of rebar output if it is needed, whether it's an ASA format, BBBS, ABS, that can be extracted. We can do the site planning. So how much excavation is needed, where my cranes needs to be placed, all the site planning can be done in our plan. Plus, a model-based scheduling can be done. So we can, based upon the model, we can get the complete quantity takeoff from this, and we can work from anywhere, from any time. With the help of Vim Plus, we can share our models outside as well. So this is the sum up of the all plan, what it can do. Our offices is located in Navi Mumbai, in India. So we are reachable to you. So that's all from my side. So now it's open for question and answers, if any. And I have also provided about the email address as well as your phone number. So if any questions, you need further detail or more information, or if you want a detailed demonstration for the company or organization, definitely we can arrange that.